Good day to our amazing listeners, and welcome back to another insightful episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. And today, everyone, once again, we are delving into the life of one of our talented hired VAs. And of course, I'm your host, Sweet. And without further ado, let's get to know our guest a little bit better. Hi, Aiko.
Hi, Miss Sweet. Hi, everyone. Hi to all our viewers. Good
Yes, it's
morning.
really good.
Yeah.
Good morning. Yeah, indeed. And it's really great to have you here in the podcast, Aiko. And yeah, let's kick things off with introducing yourself a little bit and give us a little bit background about where you're from and what was your career look like before joining Sphere Rocket.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Aiko Crisca Miguel, and I just had my 6 month as a hired VA this January 6th. And
Oh,
my previous employment was I was a TV reporter in a
oh,
in a national TV station. That was like I worked there for a decade. And
wow.
before joining Sphere Rocket, my position was a production content coordinator. And then, because my work requires a lot of staying there in Manila, because currently my family's here in Ilocos Norte. I was away for more than a decade. I just go home when there are holidays, and I barely go home because even in holidays, because I'm in news department, I barely go home. But then when the pandemic hit, I realized a lot of things, that life is short. We have to spend more time with our loved ones. So I decided to, although I love my job then, but then I decided that it's time that I spend time with my family, quality time with them, be with them. And then I was searching for a job wherein I can work in the comfort of my home and still be with my family. So I actually saw Sphere Rocket. I tried to apply, and then fortunately and luckily, I'm so grateful because it's my first time to apply last June. Oh, I think I submitted my application by April, but then I was hired June. So it's my first shot, but I'm really grateful, and I thank God for giving me the opportunity to work with Sphere Rocket. And it's been a wonderful experience. Although it's just 6 months, it feels like I've been working with Sphere Rocket for a longer period of time because it really feels like a family. Although it's my first time to be a VA, but with the guidance of those in the heads in Sphere Rocket, with the colleagues that I have, and with the client that I have now, I'm very grateful because I'm really I feel like I'm not just working, but I am growing professionally, growing. I'm upskilling, and it doesn't feel like working at all because I'm loving what I'm doing right now. That's all, Miss Sweet.
Wow. Wow, I love that. And wow, a
Thank
TV
you.
reporter for a national TV. We could switch roles right now
No.
with your experience. But yeah, I'm just joking. But yeah, it must have been hard to transition from your work before for a decade. Wow, that was a
Yes.
long period of time. And also choosing to be with your family and spend time with them. And yeah, that was great. So, how did you handle that transition from being outside and still working on holidays, and right now as a VA also working remotely? How do you handle the transition?
It was difficult at first because it was really a different industry from journalism, broadcasting, and
Yeah.
then being a hired VA. But then during the pandemic, we were also required. There were times that we were required to work from home. So I did adjustments, but I felt like this works, that working from home still works, and you're still productive even if you work from home, and you can still do a lot of things even if you work from home. So I think even if I give up what I really loved doing before, because it wasn't also easy to like stay for a decade in the industry, but then because of the realizations that I have, I know it was difficult, but it still is incomparable with the decision that I made that I have to be with my family now because I have to prioritize them now because I already experienced what it's like to work in that industry. It was a roller coaster ride actually, but it's still worth it. I'm not there.
Yeah.
There are no regrets, and I learned a lot of lessons. Whether I be with the previous employment, whether it be with my previous employment, and of course with the current employment that I have in this suite.
Yeah, I love that. Of course, of course, time is the most non-renewable, precious source that
Mhm.
we have. Once you
Definitely,
spend it, right, you can never bring it back. So
yes.
definitely, choosing between what is really our priority nowadays, and that was really great. Thank you for sharing that. And now that you have landed your client here in Sphere Rocket, Aiko, can you share to us your current role and what was can you like walk through to us like what is an admin assistant for the benefits of our listeners, of course, because as we all know, VA is a wide range of roles
Yeah.
that we handle. Like there are social media managers, like executive assistant, and you admin assistant. So can you enlighten our listeners of what is an admin assistant?
Yes, so admin assistant actually does the administrative works, like everything that goes with the management. For example, if you have a client, my role now is to keep his schedules, check his schedules, um, morning I have to check his mailbox whether there are invites because my clients is so tied up with a lot of schedules, with a lot of Zoom meetings, with a lot of business meetings. That's why I have to check first thing in the morning what needs to be prioritized. I have to remind him if for example he haven't checked yet the email but it is important. I have to clean up his email before he checks it. But I can say that my client is so considerate right now because he knows that I am a non-experienced VA. He still guides me whenever like I know that I have to check it first thing in the morning, but he actually checks it first and then tells me that it's good that you check this one, but I have a meeting like this. There are a lot of adjustments. And I also do call his properties because he owns a lot of properties. I have to monitor all the properties that he have and check the fees and everything that's all about the properties. He
Mhm.
also entrusted me his other accounts and other tools, like for example Loom, Fireflies, Mailchimp, Asana, which I am very clueless before because I don't know those tools. When I had my
No.
interview
Mhm.
with Sphere Rocket, I have to admit that whenever, like for example, I had my first and second interview, they were asking me if I am aware of this CRMs. I always say no
Mhm.
because and there were times that I like, yes, I researched about it, but because I don't have an on hands-on experience on it, I don't know how to explain it to the interviewee with Sphere Rocket. So basically those are my roles now as an administrative assistant, email management, checking his schedules, checking his travel schedules, meetings, replying or giving responses to those who are asking if he's available for like a meeting with them. And there are still a lot of things that are lined up for me to do, but like I
Yeah.
said earlier, my client is very considerate. He guides me what has to be done first, and then eventually we will move on to other tasks. When I am already like confident to do it without his guidance, and when I am already ready to do it alone. So
Oh,
those
that's
are
great.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, you mentioned that you admitted when you were
Mm,
like interviewed. And that's really important to really
mm-mm.
just admit if you know something and you're willing to learn to do it. And it's a good thing that you have an idea, but having that hands-on with
Yes,
the platform, it's really okay. It's really okay. You are testimony that it's okay to admit to the client that
yes,
it you are not aware yet of the platform that you're doing, but you're willing to learn about it more to be on the top of the game also of your client, because that's basically your job, like helping the client
Yes.
to also focus on the things that he could work on so that the company could really hit the goals and
Yeah.
keep going. And that was really great. And you mentioned a while ago that you with those softwares you are also like first time VA. So could you share to us a little bit about your journey on how you handle, like, of course, when you're a beginner of a certain thing, there's like a little bit of pressure, a little bit of like a
Mm-mm.
challenge, that those feelings. So how did you handle that? Could you share to us your a little bit about that journey?
Yes, Miss Sweet. Because when you're also on the hiring process with Sphere Rocket, you we have like a training, right? We
Mm.
there will be a coach or a trainer who will guide us throughout our hiring process journey. So he taught us that whenever we have free time after a training, we research about these things, these tools, and there are a lot of resources already available on the internet. It's very convenient now to search and look for them. Just spend time, and if you're consistent in doing those, although you're clueless at first, like just like me, I was an non-experienced VA, but because of the guidance of those heads that we have in Sphere Rocket and the available materials in the internet and with all the resources that are really free, we can search for them. And of course, if you're willing to learn and you're willing to pursue this journey, you have to do a lot of things. You have to continue learning for you to be able to do it. And when you're hired, or you're already going to be on board, then at least you're prepared. It's not 100% perfect in the beginning, of course, but it's a gradual process. And you also, and I think what I learned also, Miss Sweet, is to always listen to the the heads or to your client. Always listen to what they need. And although, of course, sometimes you know something, but because a client your client is your priority, you have to listen. You just don't hear what they say, just listen to their needs, and of course you'll be good, you'll do good.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, having a client, of course, even if it's in the same industry like
Mm-mm.
yourself, like real estate industry, even if everyone has in the same, it's again in the same industry, you have different clients. So you really have
Yes.
to listen to them on how they do things, their system and
Mm-mm.
all of those. And that was really great. And you mentioned about also like the trainings that Sphere
Yes.
Rocket have provided. So everyone, Aiko here is a testament that you can also apply in Sphere Rocket even
Yes.
if you're non-experienced VA, and like you're even if you're like in a totally different industry before, like Aiko here. And yeah, so Aiko, can you share to us with your 6 months of being a VA and being in the new industry? Can you share to us your secret in staying productive? Because of course, you know, being work from home, you're just like few steps away from your like your kitchen or your bedroom, something like that. So it's easy to separate professional and personal life. So can you share to us your secret in staying productive?
Yes, although we are working from home, we should still not should never be complacent. With that, I mean, we have to be organized still. Although we are working from home, we should still set a place for work. It's inside, whether it be inside your bedroom or it will be in the living room. You should still set a place for work, stay organized, and then know your priorities, of course. I know you a lot of us handles a lot of household chores because we are working from home, but then because you have this obligation to provide your client your 100% support to them, you have to give it a shot always to know your priorities and organize, like I said many times now.
Yeah.
Organize your things and don't be complacent. Even if you're working from home, you still have to feel like you have to separate your personal life with your work. it's a work life balance always. So it doesn't mean you're at home, you are like, "Yeah, I still feel at home, so it's okay if I do this, I do that." But you have to always think that you're providing service to your client and your client needs you. That's why you have to prioritize your work also. When you're on work, do your work thing. But of course, if there's a time for your household chores, then you do it. It's just being also to put in your mind that work is still work, although we have the work life balance, but work is work when you're on board and when you're on your shift.
Yeah, I like it that how I like that you said when you're at work, do your work
Mm.
thing. That's
Yeah.
one thing. That's the one line that really struck me the most. And yeah, that was really great. And if you, Aiko, could give one piece of advice to our aspiring virtual assistants who are watching or listening to us right now, what would it be?
I think being consistent is also the key. If you really want to pursue this dream, be consistent in learning how to become a VA. With Sphere Rocket, I guess I was consistent in watching all the videos available in all the website, in all the pages and social media platforms that Sphere Rocket has. Because though I also saw other companies offering to be a virtual assistant, but Sphere Rocket, like, really, I felt like I wanted to be a part of Sphere Rocket because they are accepting non-experienced VAs. And because of that, it's like I learned that, oh, Sphere Rocket is really considerate and open to anybody who wants to grow professionally, who wants to upskill, who wants to experience the work life balance and to still enjoy being with your family even if you're working from home. Just like the reason why I changed my career. And I think with being consistent also, you have to persevere. It doesn't mean that if you think you are good enough with what you're doing, still make it a point to think that learning is a continuous process and you have to still learn a lot of things for you to be effective, for you to be productive in a certain industry. So I think, Miss Sweet, those are the things that I kept in mind when I tried a shot with Sphere Rocket, to be consistent and to persevere, and also, just like I said earlier, to not be complacent, because it's really hard right now to find a job that will suit your needs and will also suit your wants and still work in the comfort of your home with your family. And with that, I am really grateful with Sphere Rocket, Miss Sweet.
Love that. Consistency, perseverance, and also being not complacent. Yeah, thank you so much for those golden nuggets, Aiko. And
Thank
yeah,
you
we
so
learned a
much.
lot from you today. And before we jump into our lightning round, let's have a quick commercial.
Ever dreamed of swapping your hectic office for a comfy home workspace? At Sphere Rocket VA, we make that dream a reality. Say goodbye to rush hours and hello to remote work. Enjoy more time with family, more time for yourself, all while building your career. Interested? Apply now at www.spherejobs.ph.
And we're back, still here with Aiko, and it's time for our lightning round. So, Aiko, lightning round are just quick and fun questions, so you can
Alright.
relax now. Yeah. So, all right,
Thank
are you
you.
ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. Which do you prefer, the day off or bonus pay?
Day off.
Love it. And what is your favorite social media platform?
Right now, Instagram.
Instagram. Lovely. And voice or non-voice?
Um, Voice, I think. Yeah.
Voice. And what is your go-to midnight snack?
Apples.
Apples, wow, very healthy. An apple a day keeps the
Keep the
doctor
doctor
away.
away. Yeah.
And yeah, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. And what is your dream country to visit?
New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand, lovely
Yeah.
place. Love it. And most expensive purchase?
My laptop, I guess. Yeah.
Your laptop, love it. And one word to describe Sphere Rocket.
Family.
Family. Wow, love that. And one word to describe being a VA.
Awesome.
Awesome. Love it. And yeah, that's a wrap for today's episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. And a big thank you to you, Aiko, for sharing your stories and journey with us. If you want to thank anyone or give a shout out, I'm giving you the floor.
Well, thank you so much, first of all, to Sphere Rocket for the opportunity. Thank you, Miss Sweet, for being so encouraging since the start of this podcast. And thank you to everyone who I'm already like acquaintances with in Sphere Rocket, and to finally, to hopefully meet them. Actually, I was about to meet them during the year end party, but there was a prior schedule, so I wasn't able to join the year end party with the core team of Sphere
Sphere.
Racket. But yes, hopefully I will get the chance to meet. And hello to Miss Bell, who have been very consistent also in giving advices, encouragement, and everything. To my clients, also shout out to Sir Rob and Ma'am Claudia. Thank you so much for the opportunity, for being so kind, and for being so considerate. To our on-site CEO, Miss Shireen, to our CEO, of course, Sir Justin Nelson. Thank you so much. I know you don't know me, but I'm very grateful for you for establishing a company like this one, Sphere Racket, to give us the opportunity to work and to experience how it feels like to be productive, to grow professionally, even we are working from home. Thank you everyone, Sphere Rocket, and of course to my family, thank you so much. And to my fiance, hello. Thank you.
Love that. Love that. And yeah, hopefully to see you soon on one of our meet and greets with also, of course, with our Hyde VAs.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you so much, Aiko. And yeah, that's a wrap for today's episode, everyone. Stay connected with us on our social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and of course, Facebook. Just search for Sphere Rocket and you'll find us spreading positivity, innovation, and remote work vibes. And stay tuned for more exciting episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. Again, my name is Sweet. And until next time, stay productive, stay positive, and keep reaching for the stars.
Do you want to apply as a Sphere Rocket virtual assistant? Well, look no further because this video is for you. I will be telling you which requirements you will need to submit in order to apply to our new website, plus a few tips and tricks to help you with your initial interview. We have achieved a better way for you to send in your application, so let's begin. Step 1. Visit our website
at www.spherejobs.ph.
Step 2. Fill in the application by inputting your full name, email, number, and other questions that you will need to answer in order to move on to the next step. Step number 3, send screenshots of your updated CV, Tony Robbins PDF result, internet speed screenshot with a minimum of 10 Mbps, a scanned copy of your government ID, and your portfolio with sample works. Step 4, click the submit button and wait patiently for our email. Now here are some tips on how to stand out during your initial interview. Tip number 1, dress up as if you were going to an in-person interview. Wearing something formal will give the interviewer a sign that you are serious about applying to this job role. Tip number 2, find a quiet space where your interview will be held. There's nothing worse than getting distracted by the noise around you and not being able to understand what the interviewer is saying. Tip number 3, be yourself and show up as confidently as you can. Know what you bring to the table and honor your worth. Interested in becoming a part of our team? Submit your application now
At www.spherejobs.ph.
Good luck!